What's up, Hard Knock TV? This is Jessie Reyez saying, hey, baby.
30 million people want a shot. How much would it take for you to spread those legs apart? Oh, I'm the gatekeeper. Spread your legs open up. You could be famous.
A song like Gatekeeper, that happens so much, and I've worked in the industry for 20 years, and like I've talked to a lot of different women that have gone through that, yet, you know, it goes untold. It's a story that people don't really talk about. So for you to be able to take that situation and actually talk about it and use it to empower you, where somebody actually was trying to take your power away from you, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much.
What was going through your mind when you were in that car and you thought you were going to a studio, but you're going to this guy's house?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That was just surreal. Imagine someone taking all your childhood dreams, everything you've hoped for, every time and every other job you ever have. When you have one goal in mind, when you're cashier at fucking Sobeys, which is like Publix, that was in my head. When I was babysitting kids, music was in my head. When I was like working at Pizza, music was in my head. Like, it was always there. So something that's been with you your entire life that you keep in this nice little, like, this bag, and it's made of glass and it's fragile, and you hold it and people talk shit and say that you can't be doing that and say that you need to grow up and you need to be an adult, but you keep it. You've kept it, you secure it, you kept it your whole life, and then you come as close as you've ever been to something that's otherworldly in that regard, like musical. And that it's different for us because we're here now, so I don't like, because before this, I don't know about you, but before this time, I was very far removed from it. I couldn't break in, and I tried to get people to listen to my music. I tried, and I couldn't get into the industry, right? So when you're outside, that is like space. That's like alien. That's like heaven. So to me, it was like, okay, cool. I'm at the door. I'm at heaven's doorstep right now. I've saved this until now. I'm so excited, and someone just took a fucking hammer and is just beating the blood out of it in the car, and I'm sitting there like, how the fuck is this really happening? Like, is this what I'm supposed to do? Am I made out for this? Did I choose the wrong passion? Am I wrong? Should I be doing this? If this is normal, do I not want it bad enough if I don't do this? You know? It was fucked. It was fucked. All I wanted to do was cry, but I couldn't. I wouldn't. And then as soon as I got in the car, I broke down and I couldn't stop crying till like morning. I ended up staying, like, I watched the sun go up in my room because I was like messed up about it. It's crazy.
It's a hard feeling when the thing that you dreamed about, you start to see some of the ugly realities of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide that you were going to make a song about it? And what was that process like?
It wasn't even like a plan, man. It's just the way I like to create is about experiences and just being real. Like, it's just, and more times it's, if I'm happy, I like being happy, but if I'm sad, I want to get it out. Or if I'm angry, I want to get it out. But it was funny because this has happened years ago. And me and Will Idap, who's a really dope producer, William Larson, we were at the studio and we had spent the day talking. Like, we were just like, he's like dope. We were just talking. And we ended up talking about the industry, and we ended up talking about that. And I opened up to him because I don't really talk about it, especially then at that point, because I felt like I was finally getting in, so why would I be talking about negativity? But we got into it, and then we started jamming, and then it came out. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like, this is what we're gonna write about. It just came out. And then we were done, and we both stood there like, we were like, what the fuck did we just do? Like, what did we just make? You know? It was crazy. It was cool, but it wasn't planned whatsoever. It just happened.
I'm sure you've had a lot of people come to you and probably have told you like things that they've gone through and how it's empowered them. So.
It's crazy that when people do that. It means a lot, especially because it wasn't the intention. So it's almost like I was happy that people telling me that I'm helping them, but I didn't even intend to help them. So it makes it that much more like natural and sweet. Because it wasn't something like synthetic or manufactured, or like I was trying to aim to do that. It's just a default product of expression, you know? No, I wasn't. I was happy to like get it out. I was nervous about my family hearing it, so I sat my mom and dad down and I had to tell them about it.
How did they react when they heard it?
when they heard the story, well, I mean, shit, my mom's already nervous about everything, you know? But I was happy that I could preface it with, this happened 5 years ago. This is not my reality right now. I was fine. Look what I did. I didn't do it, so you should be happy. And they were scared. They were like, well, now that you're putting that song out, couldn't they like get at you? Couldn't they harm you? And I was like, well, I'm not saying any names. And I'm not saying any names not to protect them, but because I don't want to shine any light on the person, because it's not like they're doing really well right now. They were doing really well years ago. And secondly, I felt like once I started seeing that people were reacting to it, I felt like if I put a name on the enemy or a face on the enemy, it dilutes the message. For sure. You know? Because it makes it specific to
about
that person
them instead of this happens.
Exactly. So I talked to them about it and they understood. And they're still scared, but as long as they see me not being scared, which is true, they relax a little, you know?
What would you tell like a younger version of yourself, or maybe a younger artist who's at the place now that you were, who's holding their dreams in a glass and they're about to step into, you know, the industry?
I would tell them to have faith, but I would tell them that nothing fucking beats hard work. Nothing beats like chasing perfection. Because you could have a passion, and at that point I had the passion, but I had a long ways to go in regards to like getting better at my craft, you know? And to find people, one person, two people that really, really believe in you. One or two people. You don't need a fucking crowd. You don't need a label. You don't need none of that. You don't need it. You don't need it, especially if you're just starting. Just get one or two people that really, really fuck with you, and then start by going out and networking and talking to people. And I know this is gonna sound like hella like this is strategy. If you tell somebody, yo man, I really fuck with what you're doing and I'm learning, and you humble yourself, and this person's making moves and you say, I wanna learn, and you put yourself in that humble position, people are willing to reach down and give you wisdom, you know? You just have to ask. All you have to do is ask. And the worst thing that someone can say is no. Ask for a meeting, ask to sit down, ask to pick someone's brain, someone that you respect, someone that's a little higher than you, because you can learn something from everybody that you meet. Everybody. That's it, man. Have faith.
Let's talk about the name of your EP.
Kiddo. It was a take on, it's supposed to be like a satirical take on like getting undermined a lot, and people thinking that because you're a woman and because you're Latina and because you're young, you must not know much. You must not be standing deep into yourself. And
so it's kind of condescending.
Yeah.
The way people are treating you.
Absolutely.
Like,
so then it was kind of take, because I'll be like, okay, you can call me Kiddo, I'll fucking show you Kiddo.
Right.
You know? And then that, and I love Quentin Tarantino and like Kill Bill. And so Kill Bill, Uma Thurman is Beatrix Kiddo. So it was like a nod to that too.
And the balloon over your face. Why over your face?
That's my niece on the cover.
Oh, that's your niece? That's
my niece.
Okay.
But she's basically me. She's like a little me. Okay. It's funny. The balloon, because I didn't want it, like, just because it's this, I am this, like, you know, call me Kiddo, I'll show you Kiddo. But that little bag, that sacred bag I was talking about, that dream, that's kind of what that symbolizes. And it's red because I feel like red doesn't have to talk. You can almost, like, this pops so easy, you know? This pops really, really easy. Red's a color that doesn't really have to talk. It's just boom. It just communicates without having to communicate. And sorry, back to the sacredness, that sacred dream, because I feel like a balloon is such a good depiction of childhood, and the fact that it's helium filled is because you just continue to elevate, you know? Despite all that negativity, you just gotta hone it and continue to elevate.
I love that.
Thank you.
And covering the face, you said it was because?
Covering the face because I didn't want my niece to be all over the place.
Okay.
My little kid niece, I don't want her to be all over the place yet. I'm like, and I like the idea that it was faceless. I like the idea that it, like, kind of the same thing as the Gatekeeper thing, like nameless, faceless. Anybody can do it. Anybody can feel it. It could talk to everyone.